everybody, it's Robbie in Southern California. Just want to do kind of a little quick video on mint. I love my mint. I make a lot of mint tea, and I'm telling you, it changes my skin for the better, and I can feel it. And I know when I don't drink it, I get dry, my skin, my hands get more wrinkled, and then when I do drink it, well, I can tell you it's much better. I feel better too. But anyways, this is spearmint that's growing all over the ground. I know people say don't grow mint on the ground. You know what? Truthfully, it's really easy to get rid of. Don't water it, number one, and it would die because mint does need water. It likes water. That's why it's doing so well around the ponds and my water fountains. And the other thing is you can just cut it to the ground, and if you had to, you could take like a pitchfork or something and just pull it right out if it's really in your way. I don't worry about it. I've been trimming it to the ground and making mint tea every single day. But this is spearmint. This is Gary's favorite mint. He loves it and we're talking about making mint tea today. So as far as mint tea, this is Gary's favorite flavor. He loves spearmint. Personally, I'm not that crazy about spearmint, but if I mix it with some leaves from lemon verbena and maybe a few stevia leaves, then it's great. I can drink that all day, and I do. And what I also do is I make such a big teapot of mint that I freeze a bunch of ice cubes with it. I actually use old yogurt containers, so make big blocks that will fit in a big cup. And I freeze it, so in the morning I can grab a frozen block of mint tea already made, drop it in a cup of water, and I can sip on that all day, or it's not all day. I can sip on it till it's gone, and then I make more tea. Obviously I make mint every day because I have so much mint. Mint does grow better in the late spring into summer and fall. When it cools down, it will become sparse. It looks like sometimes it will look like it's dead, but it's not. So that is spearmint. Spearmint is one of the best growing mints on our property here in Southern California. Yes, that's all spearmint. And I am chopping it out, and I have been using it for mint tea every day. Let's walk over here real quick. I hope I'm not making anybody dizzy because it's so bright today, the sun. We're going into another heat wave that it's hard to see the screen of the camera. This little mint here, which is in a pot, is strawberry mint. See? I picked up that, and I just pulled a whole bunch out the other day, and I gave it to my friend. He wanted to grow it. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, I just touched it. My hands just smell like strawberries. It smells like I took some strawberries and squished them in my hands, and they smell really good. Now, as far as tea for the strawberries, for the first time I made it, I didn't even tell Gary what it was. It was like, he said, "What the heck is this?" I says, "It's strawberry mint. Look at the flowers on it. The bees love the flowers." And he said, "Oh." And that was meaning he did not like it. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like it either. I've tried to dress it up with a little stevia, not lemon verbena, not lemons and strawberries. But I don't know, there's something about it, and I'm not saying somebody else wouldn't like it. They may love it. But when you drink it, it smells like strawberries, but it doesn't taste anything like strawberries. No matter what you do, it tastes like you're sipping on flowers. So you've got the aroma of the strawberries and a mouthful of flowers. I don't know, I've never had flowers, but that's what it tastes like. So that is not on my list of favorite mints. So let's go on and walk through here. This is all my spearmint that's growing through here. Spearmint does very, very well. It does tend to grow a lot around where there's water. See, I have my water fountains here, and because I flush my water fountains, that's why it's hugging all the water fountains. It really does like water. Same thing here. See, it's grown all around all my bird baths because they get flushed. Water always tends to get up against containers, and since I've got a lot of containers, it will always be damp and moist underneath the containers, so they will send their roots under the containers, and they will always have water. Mint needs water. It will not grow in a desert type sand. It will need water. So that's what you need to remember about mint. Then we've got over here orange mint. Now this is orange mint growing all through here. Same thing. It's hugging the containers here. Look at the leaves. This container's got a lot of water. Look how big the leaves are. Look at that. So if it gets a lot of water, the leaves can get quite big. Orange mint is really good. That's another one. I'm not sure where on my list that will be right now. I'll have to think about it. But orange mint is pretty good. It smells very orange-like, and when you taste it, it has a good taste. Gary always likes me adding in stevia, and I literally add in a couple leaves. That's it. So it's whatever your taste is, and we grow stevia and lemon verbena, but you can add in lemon verbena to orange mint too. This is all orange mint down here. And it doesn't seem to grow as wild as the spearmint does. So it grows, but it's kind of more contained, which is quite nice. So that is orange mint. I like that. Now, look at this. Now, this is in a pot. It doesn't grow as good as anything else, but this is chocolate mint. Oh my gosh. Does that smell good? It smells like chocolate mint, and it even has kind of the taste of chocolate mint. That's number one for me. That is my absolute favorite. And I've got this one right now in a pot. This is, oh, I don't want to touch that. That's bees all over it. That's another strawberry mint. I did have to put a basket on this one because the rabbits liked it, so it must have tasted really good to the rabbits and they were chewing it down. So now that I put one of these trash can baskets, see, like the wire? It's growing through. I don't want to get stung doing this. It's full of bees. But it's well protected. So if you have that problem with rabbits, just get a wire basket, put it on top, let your mint grow through. So now the rabbits can't touch the strawberry mint. But this is chocolate mint up here. And that's in a pot. And that's on top of that tree stump there. It's growing with a little squash plant coming up. That's my number one favorite. It smells good. It tastes good. And then I've got one more. Let's walk over here. Again, I've got some more orange mint growing down there. I'm going to walk you over to the other side. Okay, now we're here at this tub, and I only have this one tub, which is shame on me, because I should have more of this growing, because if it died for some reason, something happened to it, got eaten, I don't have anymore. This is peppermint. Looks very much like chocolate mint. Doesn't have that little dark tinge. The chocolate mint, kind of the stems look a little darker, but boy, is this good. And then, of course, I've got some stevia growing back here. The stevia is in a pot. I layer. If you watch my videos, you'll know I layer everything because layering creates a ground cover and you retain water that way just by layering with pots. You can layer with statues if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. Rocks you can layer with. Remember, you pick up a rock and there's earthworms. So layer, layer, layer. But the peppermint is growing straight into this plastic tub here. And then I've got, I can't get in there, but there is a container. Take my word for it. It's actually a coffee container. Let's see if we can get in here. No, let's see. See? See the blue coffee container? It's got holes on the bottom of the coffee container, and I'm growing stevia in there. So here I've got my stevia growing with my peppermint. So it's quick. I can grab a bunch of leaves off. I literally grab a bunch. I fill up a cup almost with leaves. And then I can grab some stevia. With the peppermint, I strictly use the peppermint leaves with stevia, no lemon verbena. And that's the way I like it. I like it straight. I don't have to add in any stevia. Gary's gotten used to having stevia in it, and we are now growing quite a bit of stevia. I can swing you slowly here to my table, and that's all my stevia. That's one pot I bought of stevia. One little pot with a bunch of tiny little plants, separated them, and it's just been coming up. They died away over the winter, and then they came right back from the roots. So that's what we do, is we grow our mint for tea. I do add it to other foods if I'm making, let's say, eggs. Let's go back into the garden. So if I'm making omelets or scrambled eggs, sometimes I add in some orange mint. Gives it a good flavor. But mainly we use our mint for tea. And like I said, this is all orange mint growing. I've got chocolate mint growing in different areas, and I've got it growing in pots. I've really got to get more chocolate mint because that's my favorite. So my number one favorite, my personal, is chocolate mint. That's my number one. Gary likes his spearmint, but I like the chocolate mint number one. My second favorite is peppermint. I love the peppermint. My third favorite would be, I'm going to say orange mint. Then my next one would be spearmint. And for the other mint we grow, which is the strawberry, I will put it on the list as number 5, even though I'd put it at number 10. There are many other types of mints you can buy. I've even seen pineapple. I don't know. I didn't buy it. I didn't have an interest in buying it. Maybe I will for fun one day. But we've got the 5 different types right now. I do have some wild mint. I had mint that I was growing come up from seed. See here, in one of my upside down gardens on my deck, the mint went to seed, and I moved the mint and the seed came up. The flowers are the same, very similar, but see the leaf? The leaf is different. If you use the seed or grow the seeds off these mints, whether it's chocolate, whether it's peppermint, it will not many times grow true. You will end up with a wild variety of mint. It doesn't look the same. The leaves are a little bit fuzzy sometimes and small, and it doesn't taste like the mother plant a lot of times. That's why you want to do cuttings. If you've got a mint that you like, and I like my chocolate mint, take cuttings. It's so easy. Just cut it and stick it in some soil. Take off some of the leaves, leave the top part, and stick it in soil, and it will grow really, really good. And here on my deck is the chocolate mint. See, the chocolate mint has a brown stem. So it's easy to tell chocolate because it kind of looks like it's got a chocolate to it. See how brown it is? I've even got parsley growing in between it. So you could grow a container of mint, and mint will grow in almost anything. Potting soil, garden soil. Gee, I've grown a lot of my mint in straight wood chips. That's right, Gary's wood chips that are down there. See the wood chips down there? I have grown it in straight wood chips. Just filled up a container pot with wood chips, had some holes on the bottom or almost to the bottom, and the mint has grown so well in straight wood chips. Some of these containers on the bottom, there's more chocolate growing. That's a lettuce in the center. Straight wood chips. There's nothing in there but wood chips. So it's really easy to grow. I don't think it would grow in sand. What mint likes, again, is water. So it's something that will hold the water. This has got a little bit of potting mix in it, but there's mainly wood chips in here. Even here, I said container gardening, you can layer. This is an old container. It had some soy milk or something in it. Put some wood chips in it, put a cutting from a chocolate mint, and look at that. I now have chocolate mint growing in here, and I can easily take this, see the roots from the other mint that's growing? This is the wild mint again. But this, I can now take this and put it in its own pot, and I have more chocolate mint that I propagated by just sticking it in an old container, a food container I had. It's falling apart now. It is ready for its own pot. You can propagate your plants and stick it in anything. Yogurt containers, cottage cheese containers, anything that will hold water. Like I said, this one had soy milk in it, and now it's ready to be transplanted. So that's my tip of the day when it comes to mint. Easy to propagate. Try not to grow from seed unless you don't care. If you don't care, then grow from seed. And try making mint tea. It's so good, and it's got a lot of vitamins and nutrients to it. Look it up online. You'll see it's got a lot to it. Now I'm telling you, I feel better. And this is strange. I'll bring this up even though I've never talked about this really. For a while, I thought I was lactose intolerant. Now, you know, you change. Sometimes you can eat things, sometimes you can't. And I started having problems with milk. I would get like a little stomach ache or something. So I started cutting back milk, or if I wanted to drink some milk, I'd buy the lactose-free. Well, once I started getting heavy into the mint, because I love eating mint, I noticed that I can't have milk again. It doesn't even bother me. So mint's got a lot in it that's got to be good. It really does. But who knows? That's just me. Try it. If you've got some problems with milk, maybe drinking mint tea will really help. But I've got a lot of videos on how I make my mint tea, so I'm not going to put that on here. I'll put a link to it, or I'll, so you can see it, or I'll put it at the end of this video. But it's so easy to make, and like I said, if you make too much, freeze some of it so you have it for the next day, so you don't have to make it every day. So with that, have a great day, and don't forget to eat or drink what you grow. Bye-bye.